Hello, good evening. Welcome to Conquest Racing Club.
Yeah, we're coming to you live from Conquest Studios. I'm Simon, aka the Burninator from Doomil Racing Team.
And my name is Carnage, aka Raul, also known as Raul from Carnage Racing Team. Sorry, guys, this is our first live.
Yeah.
We're a little bit nervous, but we'll get through it.
So, what are we doing today?
Well, tomorrow we have a 48 car drag race event. So today, what we're doing is we're actually going to go through each of the three categories, and we're going to blind pick the heats for each category. So, Simon, where do you want to start?
I guess we're starting with touring.
Yeah, so we'll get to the touring cars. We'll be right back. All right, so let's look at the touring categories. So for Heat 1, Simon, what's your first selection?
So, our first pick, we have the BMW M4.
Very cool. This car comes from Team Carnage Racing.
And with the second pick, you're going head-to-head with the Mercedes.
All right, odd pairing here. The Mercedes is a very old car in the club. It also belongs to Team Carnage Racing, but it has been beaten up quite a bit. So I give the edge to the BMW in this round. What do you think, Simon?
Well, I think hopefully it goes to the BMW because I just like the color of it because I'm doing purely on aesthetics.
Excellent. So what's going on to Heat 2?
No. So, for our next one, we have the Audi RS5. Where are you? Coming against the AMG Mercedes C Coupe.
All right. So the Audi comes from Team Carnage once again, but the BWT Mercedes comes from Doomil Racing Club. Simon, that I believe is your club. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so I'm gonna pick the Audi for this one because the Audi does come with 12 gauge tires.
I'm gonna go with my own Mercedes on this one. So
the Mercedes also has 12 gauge tires, so this should be a tight race. Hopefully, doesn't come down to driver error tomorrow, but should be a good head to head. So
right.
That's Heat 2 done. Let's move to Heat 3.
We have the BMW M4 coming in against the Porsche GT3.
Ooh, very cool matchup here. Now, this BMW actually belongs to my daughter. It's also from Team Carnage. And the Porsche also comes from Team Carnage, so this is an in-house rivalry here. The Porsche, however, has some weird things going on with its front tires. Obviously, they haven't finished tuning it. Hopefully, it doesn't look the same way tomorrow, but we'll see. As for the BMW, I know this is really well tuned. It has 12 gauge tires on it. Other than that, it's bone stock, so we'll see. Tight matchup. I'm going to give the edge to the Porsche here. What do you think, Simon?
Let's go with the BMW because why not?
Excellent. All right, so we'll move on to Heat number 4.
So what we have will be the BMW M3 coming in against another BMW M3.
All right, so the matte black BMW M3 comes from QBA Racing, which is another club at another racing team at our club. The BMW comes from Team Carnage Racing. So this is a close head-to-head battle. I am going to give it to the green BMW here, simply because I know it has not been run that much. It's straight out of the box, whereas the black BMW has been run quite a bit, and I don't know what sort of state of tuning it is in right now.
No, I prefer to look at the black BMW, so I'm going to go with that.
It looks like a trend here. You pick everything I don't.
Yeah, well.
All right, we're going into Heat 5.
So we have a Audi RS5 coming in against, let's see, bag of shake, the BMW Z4.
Oh, this is a tough one. So the Audi does come from, actually both of these cars come from Team Carnage. So these are both well-tuned cars. They're both stock, actually, I think, straight out of the box. So it's going to be a tight race. I do have a favorite here. I do like the BMW Z4 or M4 Z4. And so I'm going to choose that one to take this race. What about you, Simon?
Well, I like the look of the Audi, so I'm going to go with that. I just love the color on that thing.
All right, so we are done with heat number 5. Let's go to heat number 6.
What we have is the Audi A5. This Red Bull.
All right, this is a Red Bull from Team Carnage Racing once again.
Versus the BMW Z4 Coupe.
Also another Team Carnage car.
I think that's a common trend.
Actually, no, that's Team Kujibon. Sorry, I got that wrong. That's Team QBA. So QBA's out BMW Z4 against the Audi Red Bull from Team Carnage. I'm going to give the edge to the Z4 on this one once again. I just think it's a smaller, lighter car, but once again, it will come down to driver not making mistakes here. And just to let you guys know that our drivers are randomly selected. They're not. They have no affiliation to a particular team in the club right now. So it will be a total unbiased drive.
Right.
What's your selection here?
I think the Z4 actually. I agree with you for that one. For once.
All right. So we're going to the second to last heat. This heat number 7.
Oh, another BMW. The second Red Bull that we have. Coming in against the Mercedes.
All right. Well, Simon, I know which one you like here. Both of these cars come from Team Carnage Racing once again. Team Carnage has a lot of representation here. He is one of the bigger clubs, bigger teams in the club, so I expect to see a lot of cars from that team. I am partial to the Mercedes here. I do love the color of it, and I'm going basically purely on aesthetics here. The Red Bull BMW that we're looking at here has had quite a bit of running on our track. So I'm going to go with the Merc. What about you, Sam?
I got to agree with you on that one. The Merc just looks beautiful. Here,
right.
turn it to the Merc, not the Audi or the BMW.
All right. So, yeah, it is the Merc. Both of us have chosen the Merc here. So, good luck to the races tomorrow. But it should be a fun battle. And our final heat for the touring cars are going to be the AMG from Doomwheel Racing versus the BMW from Kujibon Racing. So I believe this one is the AMG. This is the BMW M4 DTM versus the AMG C Coupe. So I don't know. On this one, I'm going to give the edge to the BMW. I do like the look of it better. But I guess what are you taking?
Well, again, I'm going to choose my own team on this one, so it's going to obviously be the AMG.
All right, so that wraps up the GT3. Who's your favorite from this category, Simon?
I will have to go with that nice blue AMG because that thing's just beautiful.
All right, well, I'm going to pick the BMW Z4, the black and blue one, but we'll see what happens. And we're going to move on to the GT3 category now.
All right, so with the first pick of GT3, we have the Lamborghini Huracan.
All right, this Lamborghini Huracan comes from Doomwheel Racing. Is Huracan GT3 going up against
the AMG GT3.
All right, this is the Aka Asp edition. This is the one that has been on the channel for review. I know the Merc is really fast. and it's really good in corners. However, this is a straight line race, so it should be a toss up. I believe the wheelbases are pretty much about the same between these two cars, and in fact, all through the GT3s. So I'm gonna go with the AMG because I do like AMGs, and you are going with.
Obviously, my own Lamborghini on this one.
All right, so we're gonna go to heat number 2 for GT3.
So we have the Corvette C8R.
All right, so this is a brand new addition to the club. This comes from Quijibon Racing, Team QBA. This
Coming
is the C8.
coming against the Aston Martin Vantage.
All right, so Aston Martin Vantage comes from Team Carnage. The C8R comes from Quijibon Racing or QBA, Team QBA. I'm going to take the C8R on this one. The Aston Martin does have some downforce applied through some wafer magnets added. I think that's going to give it a little bit of a slow start from the get go. So I'm going to give the edge here to the C8R. What about you, Simon?
I just love that look of the C8, so I'm going to have to go with that.
All right, so let's go to heat number 3.
We have the Porsche 911 RSR going against another Aston Martin.
All right. So both these cars come from Team Carnage Racing. Well, actually, no. The Porsche comes from Team Carnage Racing. The Aston Martin comes from Doomwheel Racing Club. The Aston Martin is a pretty old car, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we've had this for at least 7-8 years now.
Yeah, it's an 8
one of those starter box ones.
The Porsche 911 RSR is a pretty new car. It has been raced in the Carrera Cup and actually did really well. I'm gonna go with the Porsche on this one, Simon.
I gotta go with my own Aston Martin on that.
All right, well, that's heat number 3. Let's go to heat number 4.
We have the Ford GT.
Well, I like the look of this car. This is the Ford GT, one of my favorite cars, one of my all-time favorite cars, hypercars, supercars, whatever you want to call it. I love the Ford GT.
Coming in against, where are you?
That one, the yellow. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Coming against the Corvette C7R.
Right. So there was so both of these cars come from Team Carnage. However, they actually brought in a different C7R for this campaign, as the previous C7R that they had posted had an accident due to driver error. So this is a replacement. This is another race prepped C7R. So it's going to be tight. I think I'm going to give this one to the C7R. It's one of my favorite cars. So is the Ford GT, so it's a really tight one for me here. What's your choice, Simon?
I think I'll probably go to Corvette on this one as well.
All right, so the Corvette. So we're going to race number 5 or heat number 5 here.
What we have is the Mercedes AMG GT3.
All right. Simon, I believe this comes from Doomwheel Racing.
Yes, it does. And it's beat the hell up. Yes. Coming in against, a Doomwheel in-house faction on this one.
All right, so both these cars come from Doomwheel Racing. Now, I know Simon is very partial to this. What is it? McLaren.
My McLaren.
Yeah, so Simon's got really partial to this McLaren. As you can see, both these cars have been thoroughly raced and beaten up. But they're both race prepped, so it should be a really, really, really good and tight battle here. I'm going to go with the AMG on this one.
Nah, I gotta disagree with that. That McLaren's got me through enough, so I will go with my boy McLaren.
All right, so we're going now to heat number 7.
We have
heat number 6. Sorry, I'm mistaken.
The Porsche RSR.
Oh, one of my favorites.
It seems a lot of these things are your favorites. Well, again, you collect them for a reason, right?
Yeah, well, Team Carnage Racing.
Yeah, we have garbage actually on it. Right. Some Ferrari FXX.
Oh, no. All right, so this is the Porsche from Team Carnage Racing going up against the one and only Ferrari in this whole event. This comes from K-Cut, and K-Cut, as you know, is very partial to his Ferraris. Maybe it's the fact that he's Italian. We don't know, but I believe he loves his Ferraris, and it's his Ferrari FXX. His only entry into this competition, going against my Porsche 911 RSR. Simon, I'll have to go with my Porsche.
You don't even have to ask me. It has to be the Porsche.
All right.
Hey, at least he's representing at least something, right?
Exactly. So now we go to heat number 7. And Simon has drawn
the Lamborghini Huracan.
Nice
matte black.
So yes, as you know, if you watch my channel, you know I'm very partial to matte black vehicles.
Ooh, Lamborghini versus Lamborghini.
And we get Doomwheel coming to this matchup with his Lamborghini Huracan GT3. I like both these liveries. They're absolutely fantastic. I am partial to the turquoise one. So, surprise, surprise here. I'm actually going to pick the turquoise Lamborghini in this battle. And I guess you are going to do the same as well, Simon.
That turquoise one just is beautiful.
All right. And we get down to the final heat for the GT3 class.
We have the Audi R8 versus an Audi R8. Huh.
How convenient. So both of these, actually, the yellow and blue Audi R8 comes from Team Carnage. The silver Audi R8 comes from Team QBA. Both these Audis are... Oh, the silver one is actually race prepped, so it's got Paul gauge tires and they're trued, whereas the lime yellow and metallic or chrome blue, that one is a stock. So this is a silver versus stock. I'm gonna take the silver Audi R8 on this one. What about you, Simon?
I would have to agree with you on that one because the silver one just looks a little bit nicer.
All right, so that ends our matchups for the G3 class. We're going now into our final class, which is our Group 6. So we'll be back after this message.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, what is Group 6? Just in case, like, that's a weird category.
Yeah, so Group 6, like, you know, we had to have an open class here because there's so many cars that we wanted to bring to the table here. And although majority of the cars that appear in Group 6 are actually Group 5 or Group C class cars, we just had to add a few extra entries. Example, we have some trucks in this group. We have some old school racing cars in this group. We have some JDM thrown in here as well. So prize entries, obviously. So this is like a catch-all class. It's going to be David versus Goliath in many situations. But
yeah, it'll be fun to see these pair-ups, right?
And we did want to see how well these cars performed. Remember, we're going to do live timing for all this, so each of these cars is going to register a time, whether they win their race or not. At least we get some sort of data from this in regards to the cars. So who's up in heat number 1 here?
For the first pick, the Mustang GTY.
All right, so this Mustang GTY is from Doomwheel Racing. It is part of the Tundra Cup right now. We have to be very careful with these cars because they do have one final race to do after this drag racing. So hopefully none of these GTYs get damaged. And it's going up against?
It's going against the BMW M1.
All right, so this is the Pooh M1 edition. And this one comes from Team QBA. This is... I'm going to give this to the M1 here, simply because it's a small and a little bit lighter car. Simon, where are you going?
American Muscle all the way on this one. Right. Oh, especially my own American Muscle.
Exactly. So let's go to heat number 2. Let's see who matches up.
We have the Dodge Charger Daytona. The big boy.
A crowd pleaser. One of our crowd favorites here at the club.
Against our first truck.
All right, so very interesting matchup. So the Dodge Charger Daytona comes from Team QBA. The truck is from Team Carnage here. Um, I'm gonna go and take the truck on this one
Really? Why?
because it's a shorter wheelbase. It does have more tires to spin,
Hmm.
but it's interesting. I don't know. It's a real close toss up, but I have to take my truck.
I'll take the Daytona on that one because again, you can't argue the classic car.
All right, so that's been decided. What's next?
We have the Porsche 935.
Oh, this is the modern edition Porsche 935. This is a K2. Sorry, no, this is the version 2.
Against another Porsche, the Kramer.
Yeah, so this is new versus old. So what we're looking at is here, both are 935s. One of them is the old K1, K2, or the Moby Dick or Kramer edition, versus the newly revamped 935. I'm going to take the new 935 on this one. Which one are you going to take?
I'll take the classic, if anything. Can't
And
really
both
argue
of
that.
these come from Team Carnage Racing, so this should be a tight matchup.
Next race we have. Bear with me. We have the Porsche 904. Small little thing. Coming in against
So I call this Porsche the Pocket Rocket.
another Mustang.
All right, so
Look at the size comparison on that.
yeah, we got small versus big. Like I said, David versus Goliath here. The 904 is a bullet, so I'm gonna pick it hands down to win over the Mustang here. The Mustang does come from K-Cut. It's his second entry to the competition, but I'm gonna give this one to the Porsche 904. And in fact, I'm gonna go out here and say, as a spoiler, Simon, that I'm gonna pick the 904 to win overall. Here.
Really, best time, best everything like that.
I think I think this is going to be the.
Again, you better hope the driver don't mess up because
exactly. So it will come down to driver error, but I think for the whole competition, I am picking the 904 here.
All right, I kind of agree with you on this matchup because only one Mustang can take it. It won't be this one.
All right. So we're going down to heat number 5 here.
We have the Tommaso.
This is a very gorgeous car. This is a sublime car. It is bone stock. It's straight out of the box. This is from Team QBA here, and it's going up against
the Porsche 935.
The Moby Dick. This Porsche called the Moby Dick. This is from Team Carnage. I am going to go with the Porsche in this one. It's a really good matchup though here, head to head. Simon, what's your call here?
I am going with. I'll say the Pantera because I think that just looks beautiful.
All right. So we're coming down to heat number 6 now. And we got
Drift King, baby.
Tokyo Drift right here. This is 350Z. Now, many of you won't realize this, but this is a Carrera car, as is every car in this whole competition. This is actually was analog car, but we have digitized it with a digital chip to make it viable to compete here. It is going up against this matte blue Red Bull M1
USA.
car.
USA.
I'm going to give this one to the 350Z.
Can't beat DK, baby.
I have to be partial to this because this 350Z, although owned by Doomwheel, has been tuned by Team Carnage. So we have a partial
semantics.
So Doomwheel, who's your pick?
Easy on that one. Drift King, baby.
All right, so we're both picking the 350Z here.
We have and then afterwards the Porsche 918 Spider.
Ooh.
Coming in against another BMW. There's a lot of BMWs here.
Yes, and if you notice, most of the BMWs come from Team QBA. He is a BMW fan, if ever there was one. So we got the BMW CSL here. This is a very gorgeous car. This is a wide-bodied 3-class from back in the day, going up against the 918 Spider. Now this Spider is very light, but you know it's going to be a toss-up. If the BMW hooks, it might beat the Porsche, but I'm going to take the Porsche on this one. It is part of the Team Carnage.
I will probably go to BMW on that one because I just, again, looks almost like the Batmobile.
Excellent. So, and we come down to our final matchup of this evening. And we got
our last truck. Again, a few curveballs in there.
The Truckster Conventional, as it's called, against the Ford Capri RS. I'm going to take the Ford here. I just love this Ford. This Ford does belong to Team QBA, but once again, I do have my own as well, so I'm very partial to that. The truck comes from Team Carnage, but I don't think it has it. I don't think it has it in this category or in this matchup. But I will look forward to looking at the times that they post. What about you, Simon?
All right, well, I'll just go with a truck on this one because, again, if it grips, who knows, right?
All right, so that's our final matchup here. I'm glad that you joined us for this. We're looking forward to drag racing these cars in the event tomorrow, and we will be posting all the results moving forward. So please don't forget to tune in.
Hit that like and subscribe.
Hmm?
Also hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah, of course. It takes us, it motivates us to do more. So please hit the like and subscribe. And as we leave you now, we're going to leave you with a little bit of teaser coming up. If you like Formula E going up against Formula One, you're in for a treat because that's what we're going to leave you with. And we wish you good night.
See you.
And have fun on rails, guys.